Well, so let's take the defendant. Lizzo's already been out there basically disputing the allegations. Is that a wise move to begin with? Should she have kept her mouth shut, or because she's such a public figure, she needs to get out ahead of this?
So the first answer is I would always tell a client, don't say anything. You have nothing to say. And even if you're put on the spot, you say, my attorneys told me not to say anything, right? You blame them. So you don't have to appear like you're being rude or trying to put them off.
But like no comment, that can imply a bit of guilt, right? Not good for the brand.
Right. And that's why I sort of say my attorney told me I can't say anything. This is different though. So I do understand her need, if she feels she's innocent, to go out there and say something, because it's not just legal here, right? It's her public image, it's her brand. So I understand that. And, if I were her attorney, I could understand maybe talking with her about saying, I understand you do need to say something because this is you. This is very personal. This isn't suing a corporation, right? Without a face. This is a face. This is her, and it's very personal. So I understand her.
When defending somebody like this, what are some of the factors you would consider? I mean, the fact that two of these employees were fired, I'm assuming could be something that could be in her favor.
Well, if there was a business reason and if it was performance-based, and that's another interesting thing about the complaint, is that there is discussion about the fact that she complained about performance. She was warning employees about using alcohol on the job. She asked a lot of the employees to sort of re-audition because she was concerned about performance. If she's legitimately concerned about performance, that's a legitimate basis to terminate somebody or to change how their working conditions. So that's legitimate, and that's what you want to find out. I mean, a thorough investigation internally is needed here to find out what motivated Lizzo's actions and the rest of the staff.
So just step back to 30,000-foot view. I know you mentioned Kevin Spacey. Obviously, every celebrity, anybody with a high net worth, is always going to be a target and also has responsibilities because they hire staff. What, in general, are you surprised by this case? Is it quite common to have this kind of dispute come up? It rarely rises to the level of a lawsuit, but you must see a lot of these come across your desk.
See a lot of these. I see it less common with a celebrity of her stature. A lot of times these things are resolved before they even reach this stage. And most of these cases are resolved also. I mean, the thing that would really surprise me is if we're talking a year or two from now and there's a jury selected and this is going to trial. That would be incredibly surprising. But these cases are not that rare. The one thing I'd add also, and I represented a stylist who brought a claim for not being paid wages against a very well-known performer. And the thing that these plaintiffs are going to deal with, wrongfully, rightfully, whatever it is there's going to be backlash. Now they have to think about, in the industry that is much smaller than people might think, where's their next job? Are they going to be welcomed onto another set, to another production? You hope that employers don't take into account somebody's legal history, as long as it's not damaging to them. But this is something that they're going to carry with them. This is a public filing, right? We're talking about it. It made huge news. Their names are out there. What's next for them in their employment is a big question.
How did it impact your stylist client? Did he or she find it difficult to get work after getting a judgment?
He did. He found it difficult being involved in this. And fortunately, I think his talent, trumped his legal situation, and I'm really happy to see that. But it was difficult. It was difficult not just in finding work, but in social media and the what you hear from your fellow stylists and from people who have no idea even what's going on, but like the artist, right?
Yeah, Lizzo fans are certainly making themselves heard. Well, thank you, David, for making us smarter about this. And is there anything else on your radar that you think would be important to watch as this case unfolds? Even if the case continues to unfold, it sounds like it'd be surprising to you if this actually ever gets to trial.
Yeah, well, that's one. I mean, I'd be shocked if it went to trial. I think the next few months are going to be interesting because this is definitely a time when it makes sense to try to resolve these matters. I can tell you from my own personal practice, if you have to get to the stage of filing a complaint, very often that's a good time for the parties to come together and say, all right, we're all upset, but is there a way we can resolve this where we can move forward with our careers, our lives in a way where we're not damaged? So yeah, I think the next few months will be interesting. Yeah.
Hard to put a price tag, but would you put it, do you think it could be a hefty price tag to reach that settlement so it doesn't go to trial?
It is really hard to answer that. But because they've gone to this point and put themselves out there publicly, hired counsel, this is going to remain with them, for the rest of their life. I think it probably will be a pretty hefty price tag. Whether or
Okay,
not
well,
he's engaged in this or not, I think it's a hefty price tag.
yeah. Okay, well,
Yeah.
good to know, and I look forward to continuing the conversation. So thanks for joining us, David.
Thank you. I enjoyed talking with you.